Hi, it's Page here. In this video I'll be reviewing set number 70904. This set costs £25 to £30 and it's called Clayface Splat Attack. And it's from the LEGO Batman movie theme. Right, so it's the first minifig of the set, which is Mayor Gleason. I'd say this is a very simple yet nice minifig. I really do quite like the hairpiece which this minifig has, and also I do quite like the facial expression. Well, one of them anyway. The scared one looks really expressive. But the other one, not so much. I mean, it looks a bit plain and basic. But, yeah, it's nice to have an alternate expression, so that's quite nice. Although I do much prefer the sort of scared expression. But they're both nice expressions anyway, I guess. And the rest of the minifig is very basic. I mean, there's a bit of shiny detail on the torso that sort of shines in light. And she has a pearl necklace, and she has a walkie-talkie accessory, and the rest is just plain blue, apart from the hands, which are the same sort of tone as the face. Right, so here's the second minifig of the set, which is a standard version of Batman for this theme, and it appears in pretty much all of the sets, apart from one of the sets, which is the Catwoman Motorcycle Escape. So yeah, it's a pretty common minifig, but one quite nice thing is the utility belt, and the fact that it sort of resembles the DC superhero's original Batman from 2012. And also I do quite like the fabric cape, and the two expressions on this one I think are exclusive, or at least kind of uncommon with these sets. So there's a sort of smiling one with a sort of smug eyes, and he also has an expression which is sort of really angry and has no eyes, so that looks a bit creepy, but it also looks sort of cool and sort of menacing. And I'm not sure why his eyes disappear when he's angry, but that's it for this minifig. Right, so here's the main build of the set, and the main build of the set is this really awesome Clayface figure. And this Clayface figure is really big, and that's one of the features that I really like about it. And it's at 6 inches high, and as you can see it absolutely towers over the standard Batman minifig. Now I'll go over some other features which I really like about this build. Another thing which I really like about this Clayface figure is the addition of the hammer hand, which looks really cool, and it works really well. It can go up and down really easily, and you can just smash minifigs with the smashing motion that it creates. And talking of articulation, you can also turn the arm all the way around, you can sort of get him in a walking pose, and you can sort of twist this arm. The legs can move up and down, so you can sort of be standing like this, as long as you have one of the arms down. And his head can swivel all the way around, or almost all the way around. In general, there's just lots of articulation, and it's really good articulation that works really well with the figure. My favourite thing about this brick-built Clayface figure is the really nice clay texture. Like, it's a really simple building technique, but it really does look like cracked clay, and that's really cool. And it's all over the figure, and it's not like it's an orderly pattern. It's actually sort of randomly spread across the figure. I mean, this bit looks pretty orderly, but then when you turn him around to the back, there's just like a whole mess of random bits of clay just stuck on there, and that looks really cool. I really like that. Now some people might not like that, but I really think it looks really cool, and it reminds me a lot of how Clayface actually looks in like the comics and TV shows, and I think it was in a video game as well. But yeah, that looks really cool, and it's a really nice texture and pattern effect there. Another feature which I really like about this figure is the hidden stud shooters. So this just looks like fingers that are made of clay, but it's actually a 6-shooter. So you can just spin it around and shoot out clay, which is a really cool feature, and a really fun play feature to have. Right, so here's the first side build of the set, and the first side build of the set is just a little clay prison for Mayor Gleason. I'd say this is pretty nice for a splat of clay, which is imprisoning Mayor Gleason. It has some really nice details around here, and it looks really uneven and sort of splatted, and that's really quite cool. And it's got a really cool colour to it, which matches Clayface's colour himself. And overall, it's a pretty nice side build. Right, so here's the second side build of the set, which is Clayface's alternate arm. Now this is quite a cool arm build, although I do prefer the hammer one, which I've put on him at the moment. But this one's also quite cool, and there's 2 of these included in the set, one for each arm. So I guess the hammer is technically the alternate arm, but the hammer's sort of a more iconic look for Clayface. But anyway, this one does look quite cool as well. And I really do quite like all the texture that looks like clay, this sort of textured piece, all these studs sticking out, these cheese wedge pieces, and I also like how they blended in this 6-shooter into the arm. It sort of just looks like fingers or little molds of clay or something, so that's pretty cool. What I don't like is the underside though, so that's not particularly good. but it does have a ball joint connection, so it can rotate all around when it's on the figure, and also it has a 6 shooter, as I pointed out earlier, so you can just flick the studs all out. And there's 6 of them which fire off rapidly, but I just did it slowly so they wouldn't go too far. But you can spray them really far, although one downside of that is that you can lose them very easily, like really easily, so I'd be careful with that, but it is quite a fun play feature to mess around with. So that's it for this side build. Overall, this is just a great set, and the only flaw that I can find with it is the lack of minifigs. I mean, there are 2 minifigs and one is exclusive, which is nice, but I sort of wish there were 3 minifigs. But other than that, I'd highly recommend this set, even if you don't like Batman or Clayface, or just in general DC. I'd still recommend it because it's a great building experience, and the end result just cannot be compared to. Like, it's really awesome. I'd probably give this set a 9 out of 10, and that's it for this review. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe.